You're watching ShinobiPixel. My name is Alan, here with another Photoshop tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to brighten and whiten someone's smile. And we're going to do this really quickly, really easily, using non-destructive editing techniques. So let's jump right in. As you can see, I've got a stock photo in front of us, and the model's pretty, but you know, maybe she should see a dentist pretty soon to get those teeth cleaned. I'm not throwing shade, I'm just calling it like I see it. So, as I mentioned, this is going to be a non-destructive way of editing our photographs. We're actually not going to even touch the base layer. Instead, what I'm going to do is create a new layer on top of this, and I'm going to name it White Teeth. It's always a good idea to get into the habit of naming your layers. Trust me, future you will thank you. All right, when you think of a nice bright white smile, you naturally think of the color white. So let's select our foreground color as white. You can do this by switching back and forth between the background and foreground color here in your tools panel. You can also hit the X button on your keypad, or of course, going into your color picker. However you want to do it, just get white. And then we're gonna take a hard-edged paintbrush, and I'm gonna zoom right in on her teeth here. I like to start at the front teeth because they're the biggest teeth, and so they're easier to work with. You can kind of see what you're doing. So the first thing I'm going to do is just start painting right over top of her teeth, just watching the gum line there and just tracing the outline of her tooth. Okay, now obviously this looks a little bit ridiculous, right? If we zoom out and take a look at that, I mean, if you saw this chick smiling at you with a tooth that bright, you'd probably run away because it's weird. So how do we correct this? Because remember, I said we're going to achieve a natural result. Well, for that, we're going to attack this with a layer blending mode. The specific blending mode we're going to use is the color blending mode. And that is the perfect choice for when you want to add or change the colors in an image without adjusting any of their brightness values. When you change a layer's blend mode to color, all of the hues and saturation values from that layer are blended in with the visible layers below, but the luminosity or the lightness values from that layer are completely ignored. If that sounds like a whole lot of head scratching, watch. Okay, we're gonna go into our layers panel, and where it says normal here, I'm gonna click down on the drop-down menu, and I'm gonna go and hit color. And now you can see that her tooth is actually a little bit less yellow. And if I start painting, you can see what I mean. The luminosity is actually preserved. The brightness and darkness that are naturally there are preserved. So these highlights and all the dark spots stay. Yet the color of her teeth are disappearing because, of course, we're painting with white. Now, if I had changed the white to, say, a green color, well, we could have given her some pretty gnarly teeth, but that's not the goal of this tutorial, of course. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of, and admittedly imprecisely painting over her smile here for the sake of speed, but I just want to show you how to accomplish this. So when we're done here, and I zoom out, you can see what a world of difference that makes, right? If I hide this layer, that's what we started with. I'll turn the layer back on, and that's where we're at. Now, if you're happy with that result, awesome. I like to actually change the opacity of this layer down just a little bit. I'm going to change it to probably 80%, and that way about 20% of the original color comes through, just because nobody realistically has perfectly white teeth. Teeth are not grayscale. There is color to them. So by doing that, we achieve a little bit more of a natural look. And then, I mean, if you wanted to go in and make further adjustments, you could. This tutorial is simply to show you how to change the color of those teeth. Like I said, quick and easy. All you need is a hard edge paintbrush set to white, and you change your layer blending mode to color, and then just tweak the opacity as needed. And remember, I said this was a non-destructive form of editing. So if you decide you don't need that layer anymore, you can simply delete it and you're good to go. The other benefit to using this technique is if you've got, say, multiple pictures from the same series. So this young lady's smiling at different angles or whatever, but all of the other conditions are the same lighting, the same day, same camera, whatever. Then you can actually just drag this layer onto another composition, erase out the teeth that you painted in, And keeping the same settings, just start painting over her teeth in that composition too, and it'll make editing batch photos that much easier for you. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, let me know. Leave a comment for me. If there are other Photoshop questions you have, I would be happy to make a tutorial for you. Hit like, hit subscribe if you want to see more content such as this tutorial, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.